Hey guys, it's Marco again. As requested by you, I will be covering all the Tyrannical runs that I have recorded, starting with Halls of Atonement plus 21 key. I was doing this with a Sub-Rogue, Windwalker Monk and Guardian Druid. All these classes are packed to the max with AoE damage, so I knew that I had to be the best at solo targets, especially since it's a Tyrannical week. That's why I was running Slick Eyes and these talents and conduits. Before the run starts, make sure to DPS that like button so I can more easily make all these point of views. The tactic in this run is that tank pulls a bunch of mobs at start, and then we use Bloodlust, and we're gonna have Bloodlust ready up for the second boss. I'm just waiting here, taking my sweet time for tank to pick up all the mobs. I turn into Deadborn and yeah, you just blast as much as you can. I'm using Rune of Power here instead of Icy Veins because I am running Slick Ice, so I do want to ramp up a bit with my Slick Ice legendary. I only use Ice Lances if I need to finish off Spiteful, so they don't hit me. And also I'm helping the Shaman with decurses if needed. Also, as you can see, the Guardian Druid is doing 30k DPS, and Guardian Druids are just insane for huge packs of mobs, and they really do insane damage. So it's definitely a good decision that I didn't go for anything AoE wise, because we got it covered. It's very annoying when Spiteful gets you into combat. Now we're gonna do one more, let's say, bigger pull, and we're gonna finish this whole wing in one more pull after this one. There's a patrol and I almost pulled it, but it's a good thing that I noticed it, because we don't want to pull the patrol, at least that's the tactic that we're going with. And now the druid is waiting for his cooldowns, and I'm gonna get my 3-minute cooldown as well, and then he's gonna pull the whole right wing. Just be careful that you don't get hit by anything and slowly follow the tank. I ran into melee so I can use Frost Nova because I knew that I'm gonna pop my Comet Storm. I popped Alter Time for this trash in order to help my healer, but yeah, the Shaman was on point, so I didn't gain any HP back with it. I popped my second Icy Veins immediately because I thought that I won't be able to get my cooldowns back up if I use Rune of Power immediately. And I think that was a decent decision by me. Also during Deadborn, you want to use your like Ice Lances if you're gonna get hit by something. So you can dodge easily. If I knew that the monk is gonna pull these mobs with his Transcendence, I should have used my third Icy Veins already. But yeah, some things which you don't count in happen, and you just got to roll with them. And it's a good thing that it's a Spiteful week, so we as Frost Mages can keep like 100% uptime even after the mobs are dead. So if you need cooldown on your Icy Veins back, you can always like search for Frostbolts on Spitefuls. Damn Spitefuls and their combat, I can't even mount up. Nah, I should have sheeped the patrol, but I didn't even see that he casted the entanglement roots on it. So that's kinda my bad. So at this moment I'm confused to what do I need to sheep. I mean, we can also use Hex for it. Now this Icy Veins was a bit nasty, and I still can't see what did he root, and I'm completely blind, and now I just saw it, and at least the shaman reacted with Hex, but that was definitely my bad. And also, since I was looking for the sheep, I didn't I used a bad Icy Veins, so I won't have Icy Veins for this fight. So I don't want to use my Deathborn here. I'm not gonna like... It's not gonna have a big value. But still, I know that it's 3 minutes on, so Druid is gonna have his cooldowns. Now I don't know why are we waiting for the patrol, we can just walk around it. The fence is easily jumpable. Now I can use my Deathborn finally, but I won't be having Deathborn for the boss. At least at the start of the boss pull. We're just gonna pull the boss together with the ads, because we're gonna have multiple gargoyles. I'm using Ice Lances here even in Deathborn form, so I can finish off the targets, and Spitefuls are always useful during your Deathborn phase, so you can keep up the bigger uptime if you get lucky, and that you can get bigger damage % increase. And now we're pulling 2 gargoyles, we're gonna make them into our friends, and then we're gonna do the 3rd gargoyle during the fight. And now we can pull this pack together with the boss for a big boss pull. I'm first trying to focus on the small lads because they're just annoying, and then we're gonna kill the boss. It's finally my time to shine, all the ads are dead, so I can do some solo target damage. But for example, gargoyles in these situations have done a huge amount of damage, and that's why you can see Restoration Shaman and the Guardian Druid is so high up, because they do the Stone Breath and they're cleaving the ads as well together with the boss. I hate this little dance, it's so annoying to play it sometimes when it's unpredictable. And I lost my Icy Veins uptime, so yeah, not the greatest first boss. Alright, after this boss we're immediately doing the second boss, and that's why I'm saving my Deathborn just for the second boss. Because this boss is gonna die in less than a minute. But then again, now when I think about it, I should have used Deathborn just for the fight and not for the pack before it, so that was a mistake. Here ideally during this phase you want to be lucky with your RNG procs, and if you're not lucky with your RNG procs it's gonna just be ugly because you're probably gonna be spamming Ice Lances. But yeah, the boss is dead in 2.5 minutes with the help of the gargoyles. I wasn't too happy about my performance here, but what can we do? Alright, now the tank wants to pull another gargoyle, so we have more help for the second boss, because I think that he's actually the hardest boss to kill. And he's gonna pull the loyal Stoneborn whenever this gargoyle turns into stone form, so we don't need to pull additional mobs. I usually always dispel myself unless we're in a super hectic situation and we need a healer, and then I'm gonna dispel a healer so he doesn't get stunned. But the burst AoE from Monk and this druid are insane. We also had a gargoyle, but now I should pick up some steam and climb the DPS meter, I hope.
Collapse. AOE incoming. Target you.
Will be crushed.
AOE incoming. Collapse.
Whenever the ads are coming and your Comet Storm is about to be up, make sure to blink into them and do Frost Nova so they take the full damage. Also, always save your interrupt for the furthest ad, so he comes closer to the group.
AOE incoming.
Now we're ignoring this Stone Call and we're just focusing on the boss cause he's super low, and that's pretty much it.
Target you.
We didn't even get the next ads, so it's all good. And now we're gonna have a very funny situation. The tank died just as if he's paper. So this was the only fail in this whole run, I think. Right, I failed at popping Deathborn here immediately, but I really thought that we're gonna stay in the room and kill them. Now I always use the same trick going into melee, so I can pop my Frost Nova for the Comet Storm. And now I'm just spamming Frostbolts together with Blizzards and Flurry whenever I get it. Now we're gonna pull 2 more gargoyles together with the boss, and we're gonna kill the... not the cooldown reduction relic, but we're gonna kill the haste relic. And perfect, I have Flurry ready for the boss.
Your penance is at hand. Their pain shall enlighten you.
I'm using counterspell whenever she casts volley. That's the only important thing that you need to interrupt. So, volley of power. If you can interrupt it, do it.
Their pain shall enlighten you.
Also, you can interrupt bolts of power, because tank will receive less damage.
Their pain shall enlighten you.
It's super great when you get those spirits, because you can easily cleave them when you're in Deadborn form, which just means more spell power to you.
Pain shall enlighten you.
Now the boss is at 1 million HP and this is a threshold, so even if I had a new Icy Veins ready, I wouldn't cast it unless the boss is like super hard, and I think that we might die. And at this point, like we're all at full HP, this boss isn't anything special, so I'm not popping my another Icy Veins, because I'm always scared that it's not gonna be ready for the next fight and something's gonna happen. We'll have to wait before the pull and so on. But I probably could have used Icy Veins there, just because the next ad is right after the portal, and it's super easy to get Icy Veins back up on that boss, on that mini boss, I mean. But still there is like a few seconds downtime before even starting DPS in the next room. And now here I'm a bit lost, because I'm not too sure on what should I focus in this room. I mean, you want to focus down the souls, but I didn't know in which part of the whole room should I focus them. And I think that it would be a smarter idea if I immediately started at the start of the room to DPS them down. And you can use Icy Veins here however you want, because you're 100% gonna get it back. You can use one more Icy Veins whenever the mini boss is alive at 100% HP, even though there is no ads. He's a healthy boy. I popped double Rune of Power here just by mistake. I should have just casted another Icy Veins instead of the Rune of Power. But in my brain I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna cast Rune of Power because I got my Slick Ice stacked nicely. And then after that Rune of Power I'm gonna cast Icy Veins, but I saw that we don't have enough targets to hit for my Icy Veins to come off cooldown if I maybe use it late. But again, that was kind of a small DPS mistake, because as you can see, my Icy Veins is already back from cooldown, and the ad still didn't die, and we're still gonna have the shade after he dies.
I tire of your boorish presence. It seems
But this is it. This is the only boss on which I can really blast the DPS, like compared to other players. Because we don't have any gargoyles, we don't have any things that are gonna help them in their DPS.
your pride undone. I am losing patience.
As you can see, I'm bursting 30k DPS, which is actually super great.
You are beneath my contempt.
Watch your step.
This boss doesn't have anything hard, the hardest part of it is dodging the statues and Ritual of Woe. And you're just playing it safe. If someone needs soaking, you're gonna soak it. And I saw that in this pull, and I saw that in the first ritual, our healer got quite low, so I think that I'm gonna try to soak the right statue. And as you can see, I'm doing double damage than anyone else in the whole raid, in the whole party.
I am losing my patience.
Shockwave.
The might of the Benfair.
If I went for a super AoE build, this boss would take forever.
Help sir.
Feel the weight of your sins. Out of my way! Out of my way! Behold the might of the Benfair! You have not earned your pride. You are beneath my contempt. I am losing my patience. Behold the might of the Benfair. Your pride undoes you.
And there we go. 15.4k DPS overall. The monk did more than me and the sub did just a tiny fraction less than me. But overall I'm quite happy with this DPS outcome. I didn't go for the adds DPS, my whole point was to DPS the bosses and that's exactly what I did. And that's it for this dungeon. I hope that you enjoyed the run. If you did, please leave a like if you already didn't. Just remember, the goal of Mythic Plus is to finish it on time. Being the top DPS doesn't always mean that you played optimally. Overall, I had a few mistakes, especially on the first boss, but we survived. Thank you for watching and see you soon in the new run.